My wife epitomizes the essence of an exceptional woman. Her unique ability to transform the simplest things into something extraordinary is nothing short of amazing. Whether she's crafting a delightful salad, weaving an enchanting story that holds her audience spellbound, or creating a stylish hat, her skills are unparalleled. Even the iconic Coco Chanel, had she met Métis, might have been captivated by her originality. Adelina combines intelligence and beauty in a way that allows her to stand out in any setting. Her charisma naturally draws people in, be it friends, colleagues, or even the partners of those she meets at every social event. She gracefully balances lighthearted flirtation with genuine kindness. Her keen intellect and refined elegance are tools she uses masterfully, consistently achieving whatever she sets her sights on. While others might envy my position, I feel nothing but immense pride to have such an extraordinary woman by my side. Even her name, Adelina, reflects her authenticity and brilliance. When we first met, she was a specialist at an insurance company. Over 6 years, her dedication and work ethic led her to oversee the company's internal network development, achieving remarkable success. Recognizing her talent, the company promoted her to lead the regional sales department. I often call her business as a term of endearment because she excels in every area of her life, from keeping our home impeccably organized and nurturing our relationship to thriving professionally. She seems to handle it all effortlessly. When her company organized a quarterly report meeting paired with a corporate party, Adelina couldn't decline, even though she preferred to spend the evening at home. As head of the sales network, her attendance was crucial. She had a prominent role in the event, tasked with both formal presentations and informal networking. The gathering was designed to include everyone in the company, from the owner and CEO to staff and agents. Even through her virtual preparations, I could sense the weight of her responsibilities. A week later, when the day of the event arrived, Adelina asked me to drive her to the hotel and restaurant complex on the city's outskirts where the convention would take place. The venue was well equipped, featuring a conference hall for meetings, a banquet space for the celebration, and hotel rooms for out-of-town attendees. Millennium, the prestigious insurance company she worked for, had spared no expense in recognizing its successful sales team. As always, Adelina exuded elegance. Her ash blonde hair was styled into a sophisticated updo that framed her delicate features. She wore a sleek black dress that accentuated her graceful figure, perfectly blending professionalism with allure. Lace-trimmed stockings, stiletto heels, subtle makeup, and the delicate scent of her favorite perfume completed her look. When we arrived, the venue was lavishly decorated with plush carpets, festive balloon arrangements, and promotional banners. Soft music played as attendant servers offered appetizers to arriving guests. Before I left, Adelina gave me her signature affectionate kiss on the nose and reassured me she'd arrange her own ride home after the event, which was expected to end by midnight. Midnight came and went, but my Cinderella didn't return. Hours passed, and while her phone notification suggested the party was still ongoing, an uneasy silence settled over me, my mind filled with questions. But I reassured myself that she was likely just tired and would come home soon. With that thought, I drifted into a restless sleep, unaware of the turmoil quietly brewing. 3 nights later, I awoke abruptly. The dim light of the clock read just after 4 a.m. As the first glow of summer dawn began to fill the room, I turned toward my wife. She had just disturbed the sheets, slipping in bed as though nothing had happened while I remained groggy and unsettled. Instinctively, I reached out to cover her, but the sight before me left me stunned. There she was, sprawled across the bed, her purse, phone, and high heels scattered haphazardly on the floor. One stocking had slipped down to her knee, while the other was clutched tightly in her hand. Her usually impeccable hair was a disheveled mess, as if she had just walked out of a whirlwind. Most unsettling of all was the absence of any undergarments beneath her dress, which now revealed far more than it should have. I tried to make sense of it, but the complete lack of undergarments puzzled me. While it's not uncommon for such items to go missing discreetly, their total disappearance defied logic. For a fleeting moment, I was tempted to confront her, a comic vision of Nicholas from a slapstick movie flashing in my mind, but I quickly realized that any attempt to get a coherent explanation from her in her current state would be futile. Determined to uncover the truth, I began retracing her steps like a detective following a lead. Yet within the confines of our home, I found nothing out of the ordinary. No evidence, no clues. Only a framed diploma celebrating Adelina's impeccable work ethic and outstanding achievements. Despite my efforts, the events of that night remained shrouded in mystery. Frustrated, I chain-smoked nearly 2 packs of cigarettes and downed half a can of coffee. My mind raced through countless scenarios, all leading to the same heartbreaking conclusion. My wife Adelina had been unfaithful. Desperate for answers, I confronted her directly, but her replies were fragmented and vague. She complained of a pounding headache and claimed to have no recollection of the evening. Strangely, her lack of memory brought me a glimmer of relief. As she sipped her black coffee, the reality of her situation began to sink in. The very gaps in her memory seemed to deepen her unease. Piece by piece, she recalled fragments of the night: the formal program, the award ceremony, the opening banquet, and the dance announced by the host. She even remembered winning a quirky jump-in-the-bag contest, earning the lollipop as a prize, a lollipop that later inexplicably appeared in her underwear. Despite her recollections, an uneasy feeling lingered. Instead of returning home as expected, she came back with glaring holes in her memory. For the first time, jealousy and doubt crept into my thoughts about my once perfect wife. Determined to uncover the truth, I demanded she call her friend and colleague Aura on speakerphone. Though visibly embarrassed, Adelina complied, realizing she had no other choice. "Adelina, please don't make me laugh," Aura said, half amused. "Can't you remember anything?" Aura went on to recount the night's events. During the official part of the evening, Adelina had been tense, closely monitoring her team's presentations. She barely ate and sipped champagne sparingly. However, receiving an award later lifted her spirits, a rare moment of joy amidst the stress. But the mood shifted after the formalities ended. Adelina discovered a newfound love for Sambuca at the bar. With each drink, she grew more relaxed, sharing stories about her life, work, and a stray dog she befriended in the office parking lot. She called the dog boss and was heartbroken when the company decided to move it to a shelter due to budget cuts. As the evening wore on, the crowd sought more entertainment and impromptu activities ensued. Adelina, eager to contribute, proposed an auction. She offered items from her wardrobe, with all proceeds going toward building a shelter for Boss. To the rhythm of lively music, she dramatically removed a silk accessory and tossed it into the crowd, sparking laughter and a bidding war. Though Aura and another colleague ensured Adelina made it home safely, the situation left lingering embarrassment. The next day, a video of the event surfaced, and Adelina and I watched it together. Her face turned crimson as she buried it in her hands. "Oh my God," she groaned. "I can't believe I did that in front of my coworkers, my team, and the management." On one hand, I was relieved her behavior, though reckless, stemmed from a pure intent to help Boss. On the other hand, the consequences were severe. "How am I supposed to face everyone at work on Monday?" she muttered. "Should I just resign now and get it over with?" Her panicked thoughts were interrupted by a phone call from her manager. "Adelina," the voice began, "did you forget something last night? There's an offer on the table to purchase your auction items. The proceeds will cover the construction of a shelter, veterinary care, 6 months of food, and even a passport for Boss. All we ask is one condition." "What condition?" she stammered. "Don't name the dog, Boss," the manager replied dryly. As the call ended, silence filled the room. "Well, I finally said," breaking the tension. The goal was achieved. As they say, all's fair in love and war. Adelina managed a faint smile. Though embarrassment lingered, she seemed comforted by the outcome.